welcome to my channel. My name is Mayra Alejandra. Today I'm doing a more colorful look inspired, or rather requested, by one of you guys. One of you suggested that I should make an eyeshadow look incorporating the colors yellow, green, and pink. So that is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to also talk a little bit about new makeup releases and what I think about them. I'm afraid to call this like a will I buy it, because at the same time it's like I'm not really looking to intentionally buy any makeup at the moment, but I suppose it's like a would I buy it? If I were looking for something like this, would this be something that I could consider, type of thing. I hope that makes sense. If that sounds good to you, if you want to hang out with me for a little bit while I do my makeup and want to chat with me a little bit about new makeup releases, then keep on watching. Okay, you guys, I made the change. Listen, before you say anything, I am well aware at how terrifying this little mini-me Coraline doll looks in the back. I had so much fun doing it though. I don't want to show you. Me da vergüenza. Because it's so cute, but at the same time, like, I've been told that it looks creepy. So now I'm kind of self-conscious about it. If you see her in the background, okay? And then I also moved my little snake plant off to the side per the suggestion of the same subscriber. So thank you so much for all of your suggestions. I really appreciate it. I love it when I can hear some of you guys' input. It makes it a little more real. I'm making videos for you guys and you guys talk to me where it doesn't feel just so one-sided. Anyway, on with the look. If you see these like little irritation spots, they're irritation spots because I just plucked my eyebrows because it was looking a little cray. Because of that, I needed to groom the brows right quick. Okay, so I just applied a little bit of primer potion, and the two palettes that I'm going to use are the two palettes that I mainly use, which are the Pat McGrath Celestial Odyssey palette, as well as the Rare Beauty Confident Energy palette. So let me get started. I want to kind of lay down this base first. So I'm gonna use this pinky shade from Rare and then apply it in the center because that's where I want the pink to go. While I do that, let me pull up Trendmood, and I'm gonna move off to the side. I'm trying to be a professional YouTuber here and give myself some space so that when I'm editing, the picture is like right here. I'm gonna start from the Urban Decay Naked palette because there were a lot of releases before that that I'm just not really interested in. So anyway, so from there to the most recent, okay? Urban Decay and Robin Eisenberg. She's an illustrator inspired by sunsets and varied colors of California. A limited edition palette with 12 shades from matte to metallic finishes. Sorry, my contacts make it so hard for me to read sometimes. I swear I know how to read. It's an interesting palette, I do have to say that. And back when Urban Decay first came out with like the first few naked palettes, I was into that, right? Like, I think we were all on board. But then they just kept releasing naked palettes and they all seem to kind of look the same. Like same nudes, pinky, mauves kind of shades. But now with this palette, it seems that they're branching out a little bit more. I'm sure I'm not the first one to say like, how is this? I am so sorry. You can definitely hear my neighbors mowing their lawn right now. So I hope that doesn't bother you guys too much. But anyway, I'm not sure how this can be called a naked palette. Like, why can't they just, I don't know. Why is it naked? Either way, this is a nice way to branch out. Those blues are really pretty. I just don't feel like it would be something that would necessarily be for me. I'm actually very happy with my Celestial Odyssey and my Rare Beauty palettes. So speaking of, I'm gonna put just like a tad of this shade and literally just like tap it because it's very pigmented. So I'm just like trying to build that pink in the center. Yeah, I don't think that eyeshadow palette is necessarily for me. I just feel like while it's a nice departure from their usual naked nudie shades, I don't know that I have much to say about the palette other than like it's pretty. Anywho, let's move along. So Besame Cosmetics is releasing a Disney eyeshadow palette, a Disney collection rather. I am also not a big Disney person. Like, don't get me wrong, I will watch Disney movies like by myself if I have to. You know, I'm not like knocking it for being Disney, but any collection like that, it really doesn't appeal to me. Like any movie character kind of collection, just it's not something that I'm like running to my computer to order. But anyways, Be Perfect Cosmetics, Stacey Marie MUA. I'm not sure who Stacey Marie is, but this is a beautiful eyeshadow palette. I think this type of eyeshadow palettes are great, especially for those who aren't necessarily interested in collecting different eyeshadow palettes, or they're not interested in trying out different formulations. I'm really not sure whether or not Be Perfect Cosmetics is good. The palette is really pretty. It basically has all you need to create any kind of eyeshadow look. Would I buy it? No, because I know for a fact that the majority of these shades, while they are beautiful and I am interested in adding more color to my everyday looks, I'm not in need of it when I have this guy and my Rare Beauty eyeshadow palettes already. I'm happy with the pink so far, so I'm just going to start adding that yellow. What else is on Trendmood? I'm not gonna go into every post, just maybe the posts of which I have things to say or thoughts about. So Tarte is releasing a ginormous collection. Holiday collection? Is this? Yeah, holiday collection sets. There's like 1 million products in this one post. I think of Tarte and I think of like the pinks, the mochas, the very matte vanilla kind of shades. Also, what do you guys think about face palettes? Because personally, I feel like they're so impractical. I just don't see how I would be inclined to use every single blush shade or shade within a face palette, because some shades just don't look good on every single skin tone. And I don't know, I kind of feel like face palettes are such a gamble. By the way, I'm using this yellow gold shade from the Confident Energy palette. Then I'm gonna top it off with the one in here from the Celestial Odyssey right there. Celebrating Bloomingdale's 150th anniversary. Those eyeshadow palettes seem so boring. Next, MAC is releasing a holiday collection too. My gosh, man, it's like September, dude. Why are we talking about holidays? Let me have my spooky season. MAC is kind of give or take for me, because in terms of formulation, their lipsticks, for instance, are a familiar formula, very reliable. We know what to expect. But I mean, am I intrigued by the eyeshadow quints? Not necessarily. It just kind of bores me a little bit. The only thing that I guess, again, that I would be sort of interested in would be like the lipstick shades. But I kind of feel like their lipstick shade range is so extensive that I don't really need to wait for a holiday release. You know what I'm saying? To like find a nice MAC lipstick. Girl talk. As you know, the 90s are back. Girl Talk collection by Trixie Cosmetics. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of love it. I love the marketing pictures, first of all. So cute. The colorway, yeah, I like it. The 12 pan palette and sticker sheet retailing for $48, which isn't bad for 12 shades. Would I buy it? Oh gosh. Oh. Yes, and here is why. Okay, let me just tell you why. Because I was very much intrigued by Natasha Denona's pastel eyeshadow palette. I'm pretty sure that I mentioned it in some other video. I'm going in with this green, by the way, this one. I'm not sure though what the formulation would be like. I think I would have to watch reviews first of all to see, you know, is it a reliable eyeshadow formula? If this were a reliable formula, you know how sometimes pastel shades are really chalky and just kind of really hard to work with? Like, I'd be kind of scared that it would be the same. And honestly, one of the reasons why I didn't move forward with that Natasha Denona palette was because I think I saw somebody review it and they were saying that the pigmentation just wasn't there. If I'm gonna struggle to make the eyeshadows show up, then maybe I don't want it. Okay, so I caught up this eye, but I know it's looking kind of weird right now. I'm trying to like fix it a little bit. So what I did was I tried to knock down some of this yellow because I feel like it was really bright and kind of taking away from the other two shades. So I also topped off the pink with this other shimmery pink shade right there. And I'm tempted to add this one over top too, so I'm gonna do that. Okay, so now I really am just blending out the edges and trying to blend the colors into one another. Halloween! Finally, somebody freaking releases something Halloween related. Profusion. I've never even heard of that. Looks interesting. Oh, okay, wait a minute. Why do those blushes, I'm assuming they're blushes, what do they kind of look like? Kaja, right? Okay, just so you guys know, there's like nothing left in the brush. Oh, hello. Okay, so there's nothing left in the brush. I'm literally just blending now and hoping that I don't create mud. And then I'm gonna top off with the same shades over top, but just give me a second. Mila Fiori Couture Edition from Dior. It's pretty packaging. I give it to Dior. Dior and Gucci, dude, packaging rocks. Would I buy it though? No. Next. Dude, is it just me or like every comment on these posts are saying how much they hate whatever it is that they're posting? My neighbors are like, oh, you're filming? Let me bring out the leaf blower. I know it looks a little crazy right now, right? But I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup and then come back to this. What I did do though, once I set the color down, I went ahead and blended the colors in between, and then because I was blending out so much, the shades started to kind of dull down. So what I ended up doing was with my finger go back into the same shades from the Pat McGrath palette and just touch the shades back into place so that the vibrancy is still there. It's sort of like you have to keep going back and forth. Honestly, these shades are a little difficult to put next to each other for somebody who isn't a makeup artist. I think I did an okay job. So let me go ahead and do the rest of my makeup, the rest of my base, and I'm gonna speed you through that. I finished up the eyes. I just curled the lashes, added mascara, added a little bit more blush, same one from RMS, and believe it or not, I kind of want to amp up the sparkle. So for that, I'm going to add some of this fractal eye paint from About Face right in the center. And I'm tempted to just go in with the doe foot applicator. Yeah, that's what was missing. Now for lips, because there's so much going on up in the eye area, I'm gonna use a little bit of this Pat McGrath lip gloss, and it's pretty much like just iridescent. Wait, is this too much sparkle? Am I killing it? Let me see, hold on. Maybe I just need a little bit of lip oil and a touch of Fashion from Merit. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. I'm gonna add a little bit of setting powder just to my T-zone right quick and under the eyes. So I was tempted to add some more eyeshadow down here, but I don't know, I kind of like it like that. Like it looks a little unfinished and I like that. Okay, and then that's it for the makeup look. I'm still gonna talk a little bit about some of the other posts that I see on Trendmood. Just right quick though, I'll show you the finished makeup look. So, oh my gosh, this is something, oh my gosh. This is something that I've kind of been considering, heavily considering. So M Cosmetics released new formulation and packaging for their Color Drop Serum Blush. My goodness. Autumn Sky is a warm terracotta, and then Forbidden Fruit is a toasted pomegranate. Looks lovely. I've always wanted to try M Cosmetics. I've never pulled the trigger on it. I see a lot of comments about Michelle Phan. You know, I kind of feel like while I understand that some people may really be like super impressionable, and there is a responsibility for influencers or content creators or anybody with a following really to promote things that are safe. In that same breath, we as consumers also have to take accountability for what we end up believing in terms of what these people who we admire or look up to tell us. I would like to think that the majority of Michelle Phan's followers are adults. A lot of people are saying that she's in a cult, that she's pushing this belief on her followers. And again, it's just like, no. I guess what I'm trying to say is we're all seeking a deeper meaning, and we're all trying to cope with things in our own way. And I don't feel like I've ever been told by Michelle Phan that I had to join her cult in order to be saved. You know, bottom line, while I understand people's concern about Michelle Phan's personal choices, how do I say this? Like, I feel like us as consumers, we have to be smart about like, okay, well, if this person thinks this or that, that's them. I just don't feel like people need to be that critical about Michelle Phan's spiritual beliefs. Regardless, that terracotta color is divine. And oh my goodness, I swoon literally every time Pat McGrath releases an eyeshadow palette. She just has the eye, you know what I mean? Not only does she have the formula, but man, it looks beautiful. Look at that shade of, it's like a nudie kind of shade. Oh my god, that makes me, that looks beautiful. I've also seen quite a bit of these different colored mascaras. I don't know if that's a thing for me, you know, but I think it looks really cool, especially that ultraviolet blue. You know, as far as like would I buy it, I think if I hadn't bought the past palette, the one that I just used, I probably would be interested in this one. There's tons of really beautiful shades in here. I would definitely recommend trying out Pat McGrath. Mothership palettes are usually like $125 or $128, and these holiday releases, they're usually a little bit more affordable. The palette that I have, I think retailed for like 70 something dollars. It's much better, I think, than 125. Granted, you don't get the special shades, which are Pat McGrath's bread and butter. If you've never tried anything from Pat McGrath, you're interested in trying the eyeshadow formula, and you don't want to spend the $125, for sure would recommend the holiday release. Yeah, the lipstick, I think I may ask for a Pat McGrath lipstick for Christmas. ColourPop Hocus Pocus 2 collection. I love Hocus Pocus. I love to look at these. I love to look at the posts. I love to look at the products, but I don't think I would want to necessarily invest in it. Show me the shades. Oh, these are pretty. These are so cute. Oh, the little cat ears. That's adorable. I think for sure, if this is your thing, you know, to collect these types of makeup products, then this is a really cute one to collect. But I'm not a collector in that sense. Charlotte Tilbury Beautifying Face Palette and Hypnotizing Pop Shot. Coming soon. I mean, face palettes, I don't know, dude. I mean, the shades are pretty. Single eyeshadows? Okay, now you're talking. I like having that option of purchasing just the one eyeshadow, like a single shadow. I love that. I like the brown, like the deeper brown. Too Faced, I feel like just like Tarte, just like Benefit, it's hard for me to even differentiate between all of them. The lip gloss looks pretty. Let's see, what else? Smashbox is putting out a Halloween collection. Interesting. Got the Bride of Chucky, Bride of Frankenstein, Dracul, Frankenstein. Love it, dude. I'm such a classic horror movie lover. Bride of Frankenstein, I remember, was my literal obsession when I was like in college. Watching it for the first time, I remember crying. Sensitive girl problems, right? Those are interesting shades for lipsticks. Dude, I mean, if that's your thing, dude, that green, I don't think I could ever wear anything like that. But when I think of Frankenstein, I kind of think more of like a slimy green, not so much like a teal. That plummy shade, the orange looks pretty cool. Would I buy it? Probably not. So my camera cut off and then my eyeballs got tired, so that just means I need to wrap this up already. I'm just gonna stop here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for a little bit. I hope that I did my subscriber proud. This makeup look is really fun, and my grocery store better be ready for me because I'm coming. I hope that I'm doing a little bit better with the background. I am going to keep working on it. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you.